You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof.
It's week 16 of the National Football League, and our focus is on the Lions' sure-handed wide receiver. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Lions and the Packers.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in week 16. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. He finds his man complete. That's Simmons. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. On now is the Packers punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
We're always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Here's a handoff to Swift.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
The Lions at 10-4 on the year. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
On second down, Swift. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. First down, and they go with Swift again. They'll get this down to the 38. This defense for the Packers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 24-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Back to the running game with Swift. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here we go.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. And his kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll set up a throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On now is the Packers punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 32-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run the draw here with Swift. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. From the gun, here's Swift. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Swift. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Okay, ready?
They'll come out in the pistol.
Hurry.
This is Swift on the counter. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the Packers get set to go. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Now for the point after. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They're going to look to throw. And that's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Simmons. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll look to throw again. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing into break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try to plan a comeback. Here we go, Pat.
Ready? They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. Taken at the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Once again, it's Swift. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode. Really
got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play there for Detroit. And even 40 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Back to throw again. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That's now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On second down, they'll run it here. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1 yard gain. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Now the throw on third down.
But I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. I don't know, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches, just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight. He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. And the tight end goes in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And out across midfield down to the 45. 3rd and 19, no problem as they're able to convert.
Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
On the option to give to Swift here.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll set up to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. Back now at Lambeau, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for good yardage.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick.
Touchdown, Packers! Jacoby Myers, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Packers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we enjoy.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
He'll take a shot for the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll buy some time right. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Lions have got a 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at the 4. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until...
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Pressure, he's brought down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Myers. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Time for another look at this Lions offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th.
And he coughed it up, and the Packers pick it up. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Lions are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the...
Let's go. superstar, they hear my name and remember me. I am the first. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything.